What's up everyone, Tim here from Everyday Tactical Vids, and today as you can see we're looking at a bag from SOG. This is their Mission Medium Duffel. You can probably see in the upper right hand corner it says $19.97, that's the cost. And I got this at Walmart. They're starting to carry SOG bags. They've been carrying SOG knives and tools for a while, but now they're moving into carrying some of their bags as well. It does have a pouch and a duffel as well. And as far as your measurements, you can probably read it on the front there, but I'll tell you in case you can't see it, your actual duffel is 17.7 inches by 11.7 by 10.6, and the pouch is 9.8 by 9.4 by 2.3. So what you're looking at here is the pouch here. I've unzipped it and now we've got the duffel down inside. They do note that the pouch is not covered by the lifetime guarantee, so just keep that in mind. And then when you take the actual duffel out, that's what your pouch looks like, and you can certainly use that for a variety of different applications, throwing some stuff in there. And then here's your duffel bag all rolled up, and we'll unroll that, put some gear in it, and show you what it looks like and tell you how it works. Here's what the bag looks like all filled up. As far as your volume, it's 54.5 liters, and as far as cubic inches, it's 3324. There is MOLLE all over it. They do note that it's MOLLE equipped. They say the color is coyote. I would tell you that it's way closer to what I would call a tan. I generally consider coyote a little bit darker than this one, but I mean, you could tell just by looking at it. I think as I'm looking at my camera, it is true to the color you're probably seeing right there on the video. So we'll kind of look at the different features of the bag, and then I'll pull the gear out that I've put in it just to show you how much it actually holds. Starting right here on the front, you can see we have SOG stitched right into the bag. Got MOLLE webbing, 2 strips that run all the way here, 2 smaller strips, and then longer, and then 2 smaller strips as well. You can open this section up, hook and loop closure, and you have a pocket down in there. The stitching right here and right here, that's going to keep your handle attached. Looks quite solid. Sometimes you get stitching on tactical gear and it just looks pretty shabby. That looks quite strong. We'll spin this around to the other side and show you that over here there is no pocket, but you do have the 2 strips, the longer strips, and then the 2 other strips of MOLLE webbing. Down here on one end, you can see it has the SOG logo. It says SOG Knives and Tools, Take Point. When you pull this back, you can put a business card in here. So I've got my Everyday Tactical Vids business card right there. And then you have a zippered portion right here. And you have a bunch of gear that you can store in there. Down on the other end, we have the same size zipper and same size pocket, and then SOG stitched into the end. Up on the top, you can see we've got a bunch of different straps and handles. You have a handle here and a handle here, and then you have basically the main carrying handles here, and they have a hook and loop closure, so you can separate these, and then you'll get into the main section, and then when you want to put this back together, very easy to do so. Unzip this zipper and you get into the main compartment. One thing I want to note is when you look at a bag like this and you see that it runs from here down to here, you can think, well, I can store something that long, but because this section is closed off from the main compartment and this section is closed off from the main compartment, your main section is this rectangle. So just keep that in mind. Don't, take some sort of item, lay it on here and say, oh yeah, it looks like it's going to fit, because it doesn't stick out too far. You've only got from here to here in this main section of the bag. All right, you've seen this. Now let's start pulling some gear out and show you all the stuff I was able to fit inside. Let's see what we've got inside the bag. Starting in this end compartment, an SOL bivvy. I've got a Bahco Laplander folding saw, just an emergency space blanket, and then just this little auto box. And that is it for that end section. You could definitely store more in there, but I didn't want to stuff it to overflow. And let's check out the other end. Okay, down on this other end we've got, this is one of the Fremont Knives Farson tools. Got some Bobster glasses in the safety case. Got 3 different pairs of gloves. Got my Benchmade Bushcrafter. Got the Spyderco Bushcraft UK knife. And we've got a Mora companion. In the main section of the bag we have this Stanley water bottle. Got some Cast Gear tactical pants. We got some 511 tactical pants. See, we've got basically a whole rig here. This is a chest rig. This is all from Condor Outdoor. You got some pouches, some M4 pouches, and you've got your hydration bladder on the back. I just put this in because it takes up a lot of space. You can see even something like this with a bunch of other gear can fit in there. Got 2 Shimano scarves. Got a pair of Go-Lite sneakers. Foxtail hammock. Another little pouch from Condor Outdoor. What you're looking at now is all the gear that I fit into the SOG duffel bag. And what I'll do at this point is use the bag for a while and then come back and report in. Just offer you some thoughts after I do get a chance to carry some gear around in it, and then we'll wrap up the review. Back in the studio now as we close out our review of the SOG duffel bag. I've used this for a while, and I guess my overall reflection would be it is a good duffel bag. It's not an amazing duffel bag, it's not a terrible duffel bag, it's kind of right in the middle of the pack. Some of the things I do like about it, this pocket here and the one on the other end as well, both of those store small to medium-sized gear pretty effectively, and they're easy to access. The second thing is the stitching. Usually for around 20 bucks, you can get some pretty questionable stitching. On this one, it seems to be at least double stitched, so that's nice. It seems to be solidly constructed in that way. Two of the downsides, I would say, you've got this handle and the one at the other end, and then these carrying handles. I would like to see a shoulder strap so they could stitch something in here, you know, a little plastic or metal D-ring, and then go down to the other end, and then give you a shoulder strap as well. That would just make carrying it easier for me. The other thing is, because of this section being closed off for this pocket and the same thing at the other end, this center section I find a little bit hard to get into when it comes to putting larger items in there. So if you're using small to medium sized items, pretty easy to get in and out, but for larger items I found it to be a bit of a struggle. So I've been using this as a gym bag, as well as, you know, just in general trying it out with different gear and stuff. So you know, shoes, clothes, a towel, my stuff for the shower, that all fits in here just fine. It's a little bit hard to get it out when it's all crammed in there, but you know, I'll definitely still be using it for a gym bag in the future. I would just say if you want to carry you know, something that's going to be, say, a third the size of that main compartment, or you know, even a quarter the size of that main compartment, you want to be aware that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to get things in and out of the bag. So overall, again, middle of the pack, I would say for 20 bucks you're getting a pretty decent product from SOG. So if you're looking for a duffel bag, this is definitely one that you want to consider for a pretty reasonable price. I would say, again, 20 bucks. So thanks as always for checking out our videos here on YouTube. Please subscribe to Everyday Tactical Vids on YouTube if you have not done so already. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, check us out on Instagram and Tumblr as well. Take care.